They were doing like really well immediately, like suspiciously well. I was worried they were cheating. Now's a good time to tell you about the magic items, the potions, the buffs, the spells, all the cool stuff in the game. So again, this was like a persistent living world, arguably 30 years old, a ton of custom content. A lot of it I think was forgotten about. Seems to be a pattern with this story. There were a few pinned comments like in like older messages. We had a pinned link to an old wiki, which I tried organizing. It's actually one of the only conversations I had with Anna before the end. Normally she'd just like emoji something or say thanks for the great work. And like the landing page, I was gonna break everything up. NPCs, player characters, world lore, quests, items, monsters. And that was wrong. I guess the intelligent items alone were like 80 different pages with thousands of words. So I just stopped working on it. I updated when the other mods had left and pretty much just left the wiki alone. The way that the Discord server ran, adventurers could pretty much just like adventure on their own in real time. There were threads for the different towns, the areas, the dungeons, the shops, the NPCs had commands, the monsters kind of responded to your dice rolls. A few places had like more advanced functions that could run a bit more autonomously. Again, that was one of the things that we did as mods. We just had to like reset and, we weren't running the game, but we were keeping the game running, if that makes sense. It was cool. It was really interesting. It was great second monitor content. Truthfully, it was more work than I should have been doing for free, but I thought maybe down the road we could monetize it. I don't know. So Lyric logs on that evening. And I know because they sent me a DM directly, said thank you. And they sent this weird, like, was it ASCII ASCII art of like a skull? It was a little face. Now it kind of looks more suspicious now that I've looking at it with more context. But I didn't think much of it right then until I saw them adventuring in a bunch of random locations. They were doing like really well immediately, like suspiciously well. Most players will only do a few rounds of combat at a time and usually with other players nearby. So everybody can kind of chip in and chip away at the monsters. The other people can tank so you can get healed. Lyric just seemed to be really lucky. I actually looked at the math because I was worried they were cheating. I tried to look at their average rolls, which was like slightly higher than, like the 11 or the 11.5 I'd expect. They were sitting at like a 12.2 or a 12.3, but they made steady progress. I watched them. I kind of got addicted to watching, honestly. I was curious to see what was going to happen next. Lyric was just gaining levels really fast, finding really good gear, and they've had this like preternatural ability just to be in the right place at the right time for like some of the rare monsters, the legendary monsters, the golden monsters. They were just getting like tier 5 food immediately, just high quality ingredients and crafting stuff. It seemed above board even if it was suspicious. So I just kind of checked in on them throughout the day, and that was where the next big surprise happened. A bunch of notifications go off. The server is just absolutely popping. I start clicking through